Sup, Osmodiah_00.
Well, there went that car. Where'd he go? Oh god!
Yes, let's all laugh. Ha, 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 ha.
Get headshots with the rifle. No. No.
Amazing. Imoro100
not
just
dead yet.
subscribed to us for another month.
You stop that.
That's 12 now.
Oh god. Did he die? I can't see anything. What even? Right. Down. Oh, rude. You suck. Crap. Crap. Ah, wait. I thought I was doing better, but I was staring at the AI. Crap! Snow's a jerk. I got last! Snow bullied. Snow bully! Huh? You actually brought me
Yo,
back? I don't think
Cameron,
you've been listening at all.
how you doing?
I could say anything and you just stand there nodding. Oh, to your poop good. Will you visit? See?
Sup,
Communication uses-
Imoro100.
How the hell?
Welcome, Skulls Cupcakes. Pull up a chair.
My god. My god. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna open the gate. Pull it in.
Why?
It's in.
Why
No!
are the animals what? No!
No! Cows first.
Ow.
Oh god! Let me take the Katamari. I want you all to know that I am fighting Fury right now. With love, mind you. But he's doing love aggression.
Sup, a Pixel Rose.
Oh god! Help! Help! Like, I just got nuzzled and bit in the same movement. I'm glad this guy has no peripheral vision whatsoever. What? What? Uh-oh. Pause. 11 people died! But hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Minecraft. I don't know if you've seen this game before, but it's pretty popular. It's getting a lot of attention lately. But hello, everyone. Hello, Asmo. Hello, Imoru. Hello, me. Hello, Skulls. Hello, Rose. Thank you, Imoru, for the resub. I really appreciate it. Almost a year of subs now, too. Thank you so much. Hello, Mello. Skulls with the 125 watch streak. So, to anybody on my Minecraft server, I do want to note this. You're going to get a lot of advancements when you log in. As Avon just got what I thought Avon already had. Nope, different one. Similar name. You're gonna get a lot of advancements. You're gonna get a lot. So I was toying around with stuff. Oh yeah, you want to see? Look at this. Look at this. Look at. It's great. So I did this yesterday on stream. We worked on this. Now I spent a little bit of time last night trying to figure out these guys. These guys are a pain. Okay. Asmodai logs on, gets 10. So what I recommend doing, Asmo, put all your inventory into one chest. What you should do is put all of your inventory into one chest, and then use the quick swap inventory buttons on the chests, and just keep taking the inventory from things again and again and again and again, and you'll collect a lot. But basically, I found a really cool advancement thing. Adds 450 of them. So there's a lot you can grab. Just for example here, if we go to the smelting tab, smelting all these different items will give you stuff. They've got an ocean tab, friends and food, first night, iron, caves, nether, mining. I'm not sure what else is theirs, but yeah, there's a lot. Hey, Strabo. Now, what I wanted to show off. So when you teleport to my base, you end up here now, and this is what we're gonna kind of work on today. Hey, Sharon. This is what we're gonna work on. So this is my spawn spot. This is nothing special. This is not a. This spot may move. This isn't important. What is important, however, is step 2 of it, which is down here. Hey, Elusive. So step 2 of it is this platform. Now, I did learn beacon beams can go through this, so I'm going to be able to do something with this. But we've got our Waystone here. Now, our warp plate. Now, I learned something that you could do with these last night, and you can do this with warp plates and share stones. You can't do it with the regular one, and I don't know if you can do it with port stones, which only allow you to go back to a network. But if I step on this, it gives blindness for a few seconds, and it allows me to do with the mod we have for better blindness and whatnot. It allows me to do this kind of load-in effect using ink sacs. Hey, Snow. So I just really like that visual, right? Like we get to go into an area and then the area loads. So it just makes that teleporting feel better. It's supposed to work on the Waystones, but it doesn't appear to actually be triggering. But what I plan on doing is using this to enter my base, using share stones to get around from areas, using some of these throughout the base. But yeah, this is kind of the thing, is I want to get all these sorted into different spots. But today I want to work on figuring out how we want this to look cool. Because I want this to look cool. I want entering my base to be this kind of experience, right? And there's a handful of ways we can do this. Whatever. But I think the main thing is I want to do my thought right now is I want to do a like giant like alchemic circle inside this circle, right? Because we've got this here. I want to do an alchemic circle inside of it. I think would be really cool. And I think I could kind of allude to kind of the dot hack inspirations and things like that, but I've got to figure out the best way to do this. Now, one of the things in here is I want it to feel like an experience. So in order for this to feel like a proper experience, I need to think like, how do we get kind of think like the original of like Kingdom Hearts, right? How the original Kingdom Hearts is very like much you're in a void kind of situation. But I'm wondering if I think the correct block that I'm gonna want to use is going to be Skulk. I'm gonna have to coat like probably the walls in Skulk, but I still want to do like a magic platform. And let's see. If I do a search for like teleportation runes, can I find? Let's see. We've got art from Forgotten Realms. We've got art from Dungeons and Dragons. I think the general thing, though, looking at this, is I just kind of look at a standard image, right? I'm seeing there's not really a specific design, so we can have fun with this. What would be the best way to do this? It really does look like we can have fun. 'Cause, I mean, we can have fun and make anything mean anything. I think the starting part of this, though, we need to make a circular pattern early. So let's grab some simple circles. Make it abstract. I mean, we will essentially, but I do want to start with some basic circles, right? So we'll start by making this one about a 13 by 13. So that way it's a much more accessible platform. That said, though, in order to do that, I need to go grab my stuff. Because currently I've got white concrete because I was working on this, and we don't want to start there. But yeah, I do apologize. I've got a bit of a cold. My house is very, very cold right now. I've turned up the heat, but it is not doing the best, apparently. My heater may need maintenance that I do not have the money for, is what I'm getting at there. So let's let's drop off all that stuff because I don't need that right now, but I will take this stuff back. Put that up there, put that up there. I had some items that I was using from all this before. That is obsidian and black concrete, which I don't know why they're not sorted the same. I want to use black concrete. I was kind of using black concrete for it, but I think maybe for the start of this, I should work with the purple glass we've got, honestly. Gonna grab some of the white concrete as reference blocks, and then we'll go grab some of the glass that we've got going. Because obviously, like, we're inside that glass sphere. That glass does make sense to be using for a lot of this. I might change some of it out with brighter glass or things like that. But we can worry about that when we get to it. I've missed my turn already. Here's the thing. I'm already missing turns that I've placed in this because, well, that's kind of the point of it, right? Okay, grab a few stacks of you. But yeah, like, I love that you could already, like, tell there's a base forming, right? Like, just by doing this. You get this idea of everything slowly coming into itself. Oh, I need to move this window over a little bit. There we go. But I hope everybody's doing all right today. I posted this in the Discord, but as a heads up. Sunday, there's a good chance I don't do my morning stream. because Cleo will be going live like a little bit after my morning stream would start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 1, 2. Yeah, that one. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go there. Go there. How have I already screwed this up? Did I? No, I didn't screw this up. I was like, there's no way. There we go. And you know what? I can actually remove that one. No! It's fine. Y'all saw nothing. And I know what you're thinking, but Cameron, you have a pick for this. Yes, I do. Leave me alone. Okay. There we go. There we go. I have, yes, the die is a sad loss, and I will not, I will not deny that. The glass is unlimited. The glass is unlimited and automated. So I'm kind of like, eh. If I start making more mistakes, I'll definitely adjust. But hey, Door, is your elevator feeling better? Oh, rude. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so we do that. Now, okay. So if we do this, the catch is I want a platform here. But I also, like, because I don't want the player to be existing in the void, right? Which is what's happening here. So, like, I don't want this to be a spot where they could fall. Now, I could do some sort of visual. How do I want to go about this? I think what I need to do is going to be white stained glass. Or black stained. Actually, if we do black stained glass in these spots. Because I want to do this in kind of like a void area. Or even Skulk. I think if we do white stained glass, that'll be the best choice here. So let's go get some white stained glass. One too many. Do. Yeah, we need white stained glass then for this. Bones. Nope, I already have a thing of bone meal. Grab you. Get very confused. Find my crafting table. Why am I doing white? Why am I doing white? I said black. I stopped myself. I stopped myself. I want black stained glass. I need bones. Do I have a regular furnace anywhere? I don't have a regular furnace anywhere. What? Hey, JT. Where? Nope. 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 Found it. Place that there, so that way I can get all the carbon monoxide. Stack of logs. No, you go in there, and then you go in there. And now we wait. So how y'all doing? How we feeling? How's our morning? Are we okay? Are we tired? I'm tired. I'm always tired, though. And now we wait. I'm also tired. It took for those who caught last night's stream, which I highly recommend, it was absurd. A stink bug landed on my face during last night's stream. Hi, Somya. During the stream, not on my face, but on my glasses, and I swatted it, and then it did the smell thing, and it was killing me for like the next handful of hours, just existing. So that drove me nuts. I sprayed cleaning. I sprayed bug repellent stuff around that's made with like peppermint oil, and it still couldn't overpower the stink bug smell. So I've had that. I like the stink bug smell is gone now, but that scent is just like burned into my mind, and it won't go away. How we doing? Why is it shady? What? Also, hi, Bigby. Not in vanilla. This is a data pack I've added because this is a real thing in real life. That is a real thing that is done in real life. I'm like, I want that. All right, we'll come back for more of that later, but this is enough to start with, I feel. Woo! Down we go. If I do a connected glass texture pack, this will work even better. Get rid of that. But yeah, the bone black was one where like black dye is a pain in the butt to get. Like genuinely, and it's one of the more desirable blocks for me, or like dyes to have, so having an alternate way to get it is pretty important. I don't think I can... Hey! Got it. Let's go. Simultaneously clicking, as much as it shouldn't be that hard to do, it is so stressful. But yeah, so now we have this little platform here, right? That lets us exist before we enter my base. Now... I want to do a magic circle, right? Like, I want to do a fancy one. And it's just like, how do we do this in a cool way? And I think the best we're gonna get is probably doing a fancy square-shaped one. We have the circle in the middle. I think we do one band around this, maybe. Let's see if I go here. So I'm gonna go out. That's only gonna be one further. I need to go out two. There we go. So then we do here, here. Here, here. See, I'm already out. But I want to do 5 here. Where is... I need a building block. There we go. Go there. There. I always feel a bit weird when it comes to these spots when doing circles. Because it's like I understand why it's doing that, because it needs to adjust to the shape, but when you're getting like super detailed, it gets questionable whether or not that's actually the best way to go about it. But we will address it as it happens and figure out if that's where we want it to stay or not. There we go. There we go. It only took me most of this to figure out the optimal placement of that concrete so I don't screw myself over. Or like so I don't use more blocks than I need to. Got a hot dog and sauce. Wow. Ooh. I'm a bit envious, actually. It's weird to be envious of a hot dog or a sausage. Like, it's never high on my list of things, but there's something comforting about... I gotta sneeze. Nope, got it. I suppressed it. There's something weird about hot dogs and whatnot, where it's like, it's not that I ever really want one, but there's something comforting about eating them. It's like, oh, I feel good. Okay, I don't know what that is then, Dor. I don't know what that is then. You've now used terms that I don't know. Do I like this? Do I like having the double circle here? I'm not sure. We'll leave it and we'll decide later. God, I love that blindness effect. I'm sorry, but that is such a simple thing to add to the teleport, and it makes it so nice. I love it. I mean, this just sounds like a hot dog. Pork-based hot dog, but hot dog. Unless I'm missing something. Hot dog with extra steps. Like different bread, but like still hot dog. Okay, did I get everything or am I missing one? I was missing one. It's a fancy hot dog. Okay, so I think if we start with this, and now I need to pick a spot, just somewhere out here, where I would be willing to go diagonally. Let's go in a bit. Right there, is that? I think this is fine. How do I want to go about this? I want to do 2 squares, so like an 8-pointed star. I agree. No, so Dor, I agree that a sausage roll and a hot dog are different, but conceptually they are the same. Like a chocolate cake and a red velvet cake are conceptually the same. They're just slight tweaks to the recipe, slight tweaks to the ingredients. They're not a drastic enough difference where it's not like there's a conversation I jokingly have quite a bit, is that that chili dogs and tacos are arguably the same when you break down the structure of what it is. And if it's not it's not an important difference. Like, I know the difference, but like at a point, like if I'm saying I'm desiring the thing, it's the same thing. It's kind of like this will work as a replacement. Thank you, Larman, for installing it. But like it's one of those, this is an acceptable replacement for the thing kind of situation, you know? Like they're not exact, and I'm aware they're not exact, but okay, 1, 2, 3. So it should be right after that torch. I get that, Door. I get that. Though I would hope you're not. Actually, no, I'm gonna hope that's not entirely the case, Door. I am hoping you are prepping your sausage before cooking it, because you are not gonna thoroughly cook that if that is raw meat, I feel, without destroying the breading on that one. I will slightly disagree with your explanation there. Just slightly. I feel like that meat should at least be started, otherwise you're gonna have something overcooked and something undercooked. I'm being yelled at by a cat. Yeah, no, I want to make it clear. I don't care. I don't care about the semantics. I'm not trying to be picky and say, no, these are exactly the same thing. It doesn't matter. I'm just being silly. I am just being silly. Okay. Which one do you think is doing the yelling? The one that yells in the morning all the time is the one that's yelling right now. The other two are sleeping. No, 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 no. But also, Dor, I'm bad at tone. A lot of people think I am way more serious than I am. People find me intimidating for some reason. I am a softie who's scared of most confrontation. But no, I'm not by any means serious about this conversation. Neither of them, Mello. Those two don't yell in the morning, really. The other two are snoozing next to me. No, people think I am far more... The only time I will be serious is when it comes to protecting my community. Then I will get grumpy and angry and whatnot. But like when it comes to things like this, it's like as I want to note, this is my argument that chili dogs are the same as tacos. Okay, chili dogs are the same as tacos, and I will perpetually have this conversation. It is a bread. It is a slice of bread in some shape, in some format, with a ground meat product with the assorted toppings. It's all the same. Like, this is kind of the thing, is like, I don't think it's important, but like, as I said, if I'm like, oh man, I could really go for a hot dog. Well, we don't have hot dogs. Would you be okay with this? And I'd be like, yeah, no, because those are essentially the same thing. Right? It's that, like, would I find this an acceptable replacement? Yeah. Generally, yeah, I would find that an acceptable replacement. I may have to make this double thick to really get the kind of feel I want to go for with this. Because, like, up here we're good. But I want a intense feel. Now, I am worried where... Did I make it too small? Or are we good? Because I want to create... I want to figure out what, like... If I were to make a point out of this, how far out do I go? Do I just go to here? I feel like I go out to here. There to there feels like it's too big. Do I go to here? I think I go to here. I hate that I'm winging this part, though. This is the one thing I hate about scaffold. Yeah, same word, different font. I think is a very good way to summarize that. Same word, different font. So, without pulling this up into like an art program and actually rotating and trying to make this in pixel art, we are gonna wing this angle and hope it looks all right. Worst case scenario, I adjust this one. I am not adjusting the diagonal. But like, we do this, we cut through there, and then we should have approximately the same size triangles on all of it. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Someday I'll put out those trees. Hey, Sleepy. Okay. There. There. Okay. The other thing I'm going to have to be aware of with this is that, like, right now it's very dim. What I'm going to try and do, and I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to try and do it. For those who don't know, on this server, you can craft light sources. So what I'm going to try and do is underneath all of these is make, like, light source level, like, 3 and place them under it. So that way all of these are lit. Or I mean, I don't need to do it under it. You're not going to see the light sources, so I could place them on top. But basically place light sources on all of this so that there is a visual kind of thing going on where you're able to look at this and go, oh, okay, I see. All of... How did I manage? How did I manage? How did I manage? God damn it. All of these are crooked. That whole section was crooked. There we go. Got it. But no, so basically we'll light all of this in its own way. I think I should do it from underneath because of how some shaders might affect it, where it would be like a purple light coming through. So if we do it light level 1, it only gets block. Light level 2 will light up the inside of the block. Light level 3 would cast a little bit out of it, which is what I want. So at least light level 3 underneath all of these, so that way these are more this color rather than dark. The other option would be to do tinted glass, but I want to be able to see through, and I want to do a whole bunch of, like, skulk around and stuff, so hopefully I can get that right. Okay, so it would be there, there, there. Actually place it correctly this time. Boop, 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 boop. Cool, got it. Yeah, that feels about right. At least it's close enough that I feel like I'm okay with it. Like, if it's off by, like, 1 or 2 blocks, it's not the worst, but if I get, like, further off than that, I think it would bother me. Adding this makes it a little bit easier to tell where the hell I've placed these, though, because Jesus. No! It's fine. Right, but, like, you can get a general idea. But yeah, I want to create a warp hub. And I want, like, the entry point to be like that Waystone that's up there right now. I'll probably put it at, like, one of the ends of this. Really, what's going to happen is I have that one there. I'm going to have that room up there, have all the signs and kind of rules for my base, have a little, have another warp plate, have that warp plate send the person over to one of the points of this. So that way they enter this and then they go to the middle to actually enter my base. So there's kind of a lead up. Is kind of the idea. Like, it's not an immediate, here you go. welcome to the base, which might be a little annoying for some people, but there's a vibe I'm after with my base. And I also kind of want to set those rules of, hey, listen, no magnets in my base and no placing down like regular chests because it'll screw with the golems, right? And I'll also have like a thing for like, hey, if you're here to drop off a gift, can you drop it off in like the storage room area or over here, not in the base where it would mess with mechanics. So that way I can keep a little bit better tabs on how everything is going, right? Pretty much. Well, because it's like I don't mind people stopping by. I don't mind people doing things, but I plan on doing things that involve like weird timers on stuff, right? Like I want to do. I've talked about this before. I like doing lighting inside like homes and stuff, but I don't want them all to turn on at the same time. So what I like to do and what I've done before is I create like a dropper that'll drop an item onto a pressure plate and then that'll despawn. So that way the lights are on for 5 minutes, right? And I can kind of randomize the item falling and things like that. And it gives me a good long timer without having to do a whole bunch of redstone for that area. But if somebody has a magnet, they'll pull the thing through the wall and they'll turn off the lights. Right. And it's like, I don't mind people coming by, but it's like, please no magnets because you'll screw with that stuff. And I also will have like water streams under the base for like some litter stuff and things like that, and just trying to keep things moving. And it's like I can only do so much if there's a magnet that's gonna like fling things off or mess with the like pickup range on things. And it's just like I gotta be careful. I gotta set the rules. I gotta do that just because I don't want things to break. But like especially with like copper golems now, right? Copper golems, absolutely fantastic mob. However, they will pathfind to the nearest chest, and if that happens to be a chest that you put perfectly between two spots, you could end up messing up their entire route, and then I gotta like replace it and things like that. And I'd rather not have that mess either, you know. So it's not the worst thing, but it's very much a I need to like make sure I'm doing it right and make sure everything's getting the right attention and one sec. Sorry, I just got a DM from Mr. Bisco because I've been using the durability notifier for when my tools get low, and I love it. I love it. It's a really good notifier. But I want to. The thing I've found annoying is if I'm using iron tools, just ding, 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 ding. It's like I don't actually want to save this tool. I don't care enough to save the tools. I'm like, it'd be really cool if I could filter out, the, if I could filter out the item based on type. Like, hey, I don't want the notification for when I'm using iron tools. I only want it for like diamond and netherite. And I just got a DM. What version are you on? Latest 1.2111. Oh crap! I forgot to. This is a new thing I keep forgetting to do. Sorry. Blue Sky added in the ability to mark that you're live around your icon. And I need to mark this. There we go. And then when I click that, there we go. Fixed it. Oop. All the advancements for door. we go. So, Tor, I added 450 advancements to the game. And a lot of them are detecting what's in your inventory to decide whether or not you got a new advancement. So those were all ones that are either based on like what biome you're in or what you're holding. They'll drastically slow down as time goes on, but it's just a kind of jump start on chaos. Like, Avon and I earlier were just, like, going through our chest, picking up everything in the chest, putting everything back in the chest, and clearing out, like, a stockpile of things. Just because there are a lot that are gonna pop up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Cool. One more strip. Just gotta make sure I don't, like, offset one of these. I do question if I should make these lines thicker, though. Like, this is a good, like, start line shape. Like, I do like this shape. I do like how this feels. But I question looking at it going, is that line going to be prominent enough? And that may be something I change down the line rather than right now. There we go. There we go. Eh, 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 eh. There. Now the big part here is going to be, I want to fill this entire layer in. Like, I want to fill this entire layer in with glass now. And get a real, like, good feel for this, right? Get rid of that one. There we go. Okay, that was all the black glass I had right now. But you can see, like, this idea, right? Like, you can see, like, we get a giant, like, summoning circle up here or whatever. Hey, Nikke! How's it going? I have a feeling I know what may have partially summoned you here. I should show this off, though. I should show this off to explain to chat why I made that post. Because I love the durability notifier. I love that it has, like, filters for armor and stuff, but I was just talking about it because I had replied to the post. But let me find... I need a junk tool. So we're going to grab this iron shovel, and I'm going to collect a bunch of dirt for this. Because I want chat to understand. I already reduced it to, like, 5%. I use the default sound. I used the default one that was on it, just reduced to 0.5 instead of 0.6. Because I thought the sound was fine. But the problem that I run into with it, the problem I have with it is that it, as time goes on, because I will a lot of times just use an iron shovel. Because this is plenty fine for me a lot of the time. I don't have a beacon over here, so this might take a little bit longer, but... Could I have done a wood shovel? Yes. Because the only other option would be if there was a cooldown, but I also feel like you wouldn't, like an optional cooldown, right? But I also understand why you wouldn't want a cooldown on it if you're using a tool in case you missed the first one or whatever. But... Oh wait, I can do this an easier way. So I'm just gonna go, to mods, and I'm gonna do durability, and we're just gonna go here, and just to show this off a bit better, I'm gonna go to general, and I'm gonna set the percentage value to like 75, right? Now, this will happen at 5% for anybody. Hi, Bisco. There. So like, it makes sense, like, hey, you need to use it, but if it's a tool I don't want to save, right? If it's a tool I don't care to save, it adds up. Oh, it's got a half second? That's fair. But, like, if it's a tool I do not care about, this just becomes like, oh my god, please stop. That is for anybody in chat who doesn't know what I've been on about. Drop that back down to 5% for me. But yeah, I was like, you gotta, like, I saw the art, like, I didn't even think about like the because like I wouldn't have thought about having a filter as a thing, but the fact that you had one for armor made me go, oh, okay, if there's one for armor, one for tools would be really good. A name tools one would be an easy way to do would be an easy way to go about it for sure. But like, I don't name my tools personally. I have one in my inventory that is named because I was gifted it, but that would be a way to get around it at least. It's like, this is clearly an important one. Maybe ignore name tools and have an optional whitelist for like, because like I only care about diamond or netherite tools, right? I don't care about anything below that. Obviously that's not gonna be the same for everyone, but like that's all I would care about. So it does change dynamic a little bit depending on what you're after. Durability is doing the 30-second warning impression. Ugh, big stretch. Okay. You can go into there for me. Yeah, Katamari. God, the 30-second warning in Katamari is brutal. Like, please stop. It's not as bad in the new one. I'm glad they made it less horrifying. Eh. There we go. Okay. I require more bone black. Once, okay, so here's what I will say. Here's what I'll say about Katamari. If you're going to get Katamari, do not get it on the Switch 1. Do not get it on the Switch 1. Do not get it on the Switch 2 for the new Katamari. It is running Switch 1 coding. It is not optimized for the Switch 2 whatsoever. If you want to get it, keep an eye on Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle almost always has it like 50% off. Genuinely. So you can get it and you can save a bunch of money. Just keep an eye on Humble Bundle for it. It's always on sale there. Like always. I would say do not get if you're going to get it, do not get Katamari do not get regular Katamari reroll. This isn't to say that the original reroll is bad. It's just not as good. Oh, yeah, I mean, Humble does shockingly carry Nintendo titles, which has always kind of amazed me. But yeah, I don't like doing Humble Bundle if I can avoid it. But for a lot of deals, it's like if it's only like a 2% or 5% difference, I'm not huge on like, oh, I better get it on Humble, just because Humble is not great. Granted, getting things on Steam also not great. So choose your battles, I guess, right? But I need a drink. But like it's a whole thing. I don't want to get I like getting Steam keys, but I don't like getting things through Steam because I don't like the cut that Steam takes. I'm shockingly impressed with the cut that Epic takes. However, I don't like Epic enough that it's kind of a weird spot. If I can get a game on itch, I would like to get it on itch. Because the devs can get a lot more from that. So itch is the main one I would like to go for. But it's really Steam should take less. Okay, Steam should take less of a cut for games that make less than a certain amount. Like, I think Steam's cut on games, if they've sold less than 100,000 copies, should be like 10%. Then once they pass that and go up to like the next 100,000, 20%. And then you can start getting it up to their 40% cut or whatever. But I don't think they need to be taking the drastic cut they are taking from devs who are just starting out and trying to get their stuff going. They already had to pay to get their game listed, you know? So it's like, I understand, but also it's far too high. Epic doesn't take a cut if you are exclusive on them for a year. Epic doesn't take a cut if you are exclusive to them for a year. I hate Epic, but that's a really nice deal. And I don't blame devs for being exclusive on there. Yeah, no, Epic has its own issues. I totally agree, Epic has its own issues. But the cut they take from indies is not one of them, right? And I think that's something we do need to acknowledge in the equation of why is it exclusive? It's like, because they need the cut. Like, sometimes you can't afford to not have that. And it sucks, but like, I can't fault devs for that. Yeah, that's also one of those things, because what was it? Ooblets was exclusive. So they got their cut, they got to do all the updates and stuff, and then they got to release the full game. I think part of the exclusivity thing that I'm slowly, because I'm broke, that is slowly making me feel better about exclusives is, like Avowed, right? Which is that's a separate scenario where Fall Guys was bought by Epic, right? Like that's kind of a oddball one. But I think one of the interesting things when it comes to talking about games, Avowed was a timed exclusive.
Have you seen the kitties recently?
No.
It's been an hour. Perhaps you should take a quick break to make sure they aren't up to any mischief.
They actually have disappeared, so I should check on them, but I want to finish my ramble first, Mari. Avowed was one that I believe was Xbox store exclusive and is now coming, or Xbox and Steam only, and now it's finally coming to PS5, and I'm interested. But it's like, has it been a year? Has it been a year since Avowed came out? Because it doesn't feel like it, but it's also like, no, it's probably been a year, and I think something that kind of threw me off, and I think we're kind of reverting a bit because of so many people lacking money and all these big budget titles being exclusives and also not being as worth it as a lot of indie titles have put us in the spot where, you know what, I'm actually willing to wait. I'm suddenly willing to wait for a game an entire year before playing it because most of the time they're not worth that full price original release. They're buggy, they're missing things, and it's like, you know what? I don't need to buy these games day of, right? Oh no! A raid right before. You know what? It's a good thing I did start ads because we would have been in ads when the raid happened. Hello, Raiders! How's it going? Oh god, did Cleo say this? Hey, I look pretty. Thank you, Cleo. I hope you're streaming well. Hello, Raiders! Hello, hello, hello. We are up in the sky right now, placing a bunch of glass for a hub of sorts, a teleport platform right now. I hope you all are doing well. For those who do not know me, my name is Cameron JK. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a chill variety streamer who focuses on indie and interactive stuff, and a good chunk of Minecraft lately, which has been a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be getting back into it now that I've got a new PC that isn't at death's door for this. So, yeah. But I hope y'all are doing well. We're up in the sky right now inside of a giant sphere that's a work in progress. We're going to creating a platform here. Thank you for the resub, Ghoul.
Arcane Ghoul _ just subscribed to us for another month. That's 3 now.
Why is that aligned wrong? There we go. Fixed it. And thank you for the follow. Follows are anonymous, so I will never call you out for the follow, but I do appreciate the follows. Let me give you all a quick little show of my base. So right now, when you warp into my base, you end up there on that platform. That is temporary. Oh yeah, and if you follow, this is a cool thing. If you follow, you can see those little stars that are now sticking to the outside of my game screen. Every follower gets their own little star, and then every sub gets a pride star. So yeah, you are one of those random stars that'll get stuck to the edge of the screen. They are randomly placed. They are all of that. If you do a check-in, you might throw a dodgeball at me. You might slap me. There's a lot of fun little interactive things that I do on my stream. Yeah, you can see the little stars getting stuck all over the edge of the screen. The only spot they won't stick is like right in front of my face, that little area. I'm like, that is not worth me doing. Anyway, to show you my base, I'm going to go in here, and we're going to step on this. And I recently learned I could do this with warp stones. So I have blindness get applied, and then goes away. Okay, and we're doing America, yeah, because Asma wants to. Type hollow in chat, Hallo, and you'll cause Chio-chan or myself to pop up. Oh, I love it so much. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. There, the timing ended. That little beep, that little blub blub was it ending. So I have this nice little shadow effect here going. You can actually apply a lot of different things on these. You can like apply burn. You can apply a like cure of all ailments kind of thing. All that fun stuff. But basically, if you go in here, if you hold shift and you click on it, you can do modifiers. And you have to have a shard in here, so they have to be attuned. I'm blind. You have to be attuned to another one, but then you do these around the edges, and every ink sac will add a second. So I did 2 seconds of it. So it does this fade in. Right? So it does that. It makes it feel a lot better, I feel, for the teleport, just to have that little shadow there. Like, I love that. There aren't a lot of like mods that affect gameplay on this server. It's mostly data packs for recipes and stuff. But we do have waystones to make the experience a lot more enjoyable for people. Please ignore the lens flare. But this server just started on New Year's. I'm kind of slow at getting stuff done, but I'm kind of sketching out how I want the whole thing to build in white. So we have these areas here of white concrete buildings and all this stuff going. And yeah, I'm structuring a city. So trying to think of the best way to describe this. I build not based on color, but based on light and shadow. So the way that the lights are going to hit surfaces and the way that you want to travel. I think a good comparison visually is thinking of like Mirror's Edge. And how Mirror's Edge causes you to have these little bits, right? I appreciate that, Nika. But yeah, no, so like this whole light and shadow thing, like one of the little things I was pointing out is like this, right? With how dark this area is, if you get a glimpse of that alley, you want to go down that alley, right? Like there's just enough light there cast on it that makes you go, oh, there's something there. And it's just a matter of you catching it out of the corner of your eye. But if you see that, you want to go and explore. And then over here, I did a whole little stairway down. And I'll eventually put a door here as well. But like, I try to do my builds based on light and shadow. And I also try to do things that are going to pull your eye. So like when you enter here, all of these archways are the same height. They're all the same height, but you're going down in the floor. The only ones that aren't are these two that are outside the building. Right, these two are outside the building. Those go down. And then it stays completely level. If I go off to the side, you can see that a bit better. They are completely level with one another. The last one has a thing going over the top of it, but the arch is level. But it looks like it's going down because of how perspective works. And then the floor is going down, so as you go down, it feels like it's getting taller. And it draws the eye up. So that's the main thing, is I'm trying to work a lot with light and shadow. So I tend to build my builds in white concrete first, and then I decorate those with more details as I go, in order to really carry, the way the idea you want to travel. I'm working on in this server, because this is a server. Just to be clear, this is an entire server with other people on it. But I'm trying to make my area one that you are to go on foot. You are to exist on foot, walk around. No Elytra. I apparently have Discord open. That's not supposed to be open. I forgot to close Discord. 1 second. Dual PC setup makes it harder. It's fine. You're allowed. I don't want Discord open on my streams because of the dual setup. Hey, Faddis. Let me see what. Boop, boop. There we go. Replying to Cleo's DM. We good. But yeah. So that's kind of thing is, so I try to work heavily on figuring out like pathing and routes and like making sure everything feels based on lighting. I plan on building an entire city, so this is like the capital building of the city. I want the city to feel utopian, but actually be more dystopian, and you just kind of get little hints of that as time goes on. So the main road is going to be very clean and very nice, and then as it travels a bit further, it's going to be less and less clean and things like that. So we've got our main capital building. We're going to spread out from there. We're going to have the nicer buildings along the main road and then get more slummy the further away from it you get. More questionable, like more little secret areas and things as you go. But this will go this way, and I'm planning on having this road curve here and maybe go there, or I might have it curve just a little bit and go out here. But this is going to be a very big base that I can work on for a long time. That is one of the things that I wanted a forever project for this server. Like, I mean, up there, you can see the orb, right? You can see how big that sphere is I'm working on. That goes out to here. I've only done 20 layers so far. I've got 131 more layers. Well, I've got 130 more because there's that ring. So I've got a lot of layers I've got to go up. But I'm trying to do bit by bit and try to keep it as entertaining as I can as I go. But I want to have this port road go down and curve that way, so you can basically see all the way down it, but I also want to have it harder to view. And then going to do a whole bunch of off-roads. There's an off-road here that's starting right there. Its other side is here underneath this terrain I haven't mined out yet, but very, very big, very complex base. Ignore the nether portal. That is just there to keep it out of the way. But I work really hard on trying to focus on things from a game design standpoint rather than from a Minecraft itself standpoint. So I'm going to make it hard to get around my base. Not hard, like this is obviously the main road. You can take the main road if you want. You're not going to find fun things, but I want people to get lost. That's one of the big things for me is I want people to get very lost in my base and not really know where they are anymore and go, what happened and things like that. And like, that's kind of one of those big things for me is I want people to be intrigued by what's around them. It's not about having those specific spots. It's about having spots you've never been to and things like that. And it's complicated, but at the same time, it's fun. So yeah, right now, if you warp into my base, you end up here, which is not the safest. But do I have the aim? Do I have the aim? Are we good? Can I do it? Yeah! Awesome. Okay, this wasn't the side. Sorry, I was thinking I had black glass here. It's far less cool when the black glass isn't there yet. But basically, I've been using the scaffold to cushion my fall lately, which is going to backfire horribly on me when I no longer have the scaffold there. We also have a really cool mod on the server, which I won't know unless Door sleeps. Door, could you do me a favor and sleep? I want to show chat this cool mod we have on the server. One of the most annoying things we've run into on the server is trying to get Turtle Scoot. And I'm sure anybody who's tried to get Turtle Scoot is aware of this annoyance. But, oh, you don't have a bed? It's fine. We have a mod on the server called Sleep Warp. And what it does is it increases the tick speed of the world rather than skip the night. So when people lay down to sleep, it'll actually just fast forward time and you can see the stars all quickly zoom overhead, and it's really neat. Yay, Larmith! Thank you for reaching level 4. For those who don't know, !Galactic, I'm currently doing a sponsorship with Foundation Galactic Frontier. It's a mobile game or PC game, whichever one you would download it from. But if you download it and play it a little bit, I get some money. So it helps me out a ton. It's my main way of paying my bills. So obviously by no means required. But if you want to help out, it's a really cool way you can help out at no cost. Thank you, Asmo. It's almost dawn already, but you can see, rather than skipping it, you can see the sun go down there and time actually fast forward rather than skip it. But like it's nice to have that, especially for when people are farming Scoot. They don't have to wait around for other people on the server. Arguably, people sleeping on the server makes it less annoying because it'll fast forward past it and they'll still hatch. It doesn't skip the cycle. It does lead to some issues with like hopper sorters occasionally missing things is the one thing that I would say is a downside of it. But yeah. But I hope y'all are doing well today. I hope y'all had fun during the craft stream. I do need to run ads and get a drink. I postponed me running ads for a little bit for this. But if you'll all wait just 3 minutes, you won't miss anything. The reason we run ads and we don't do them automatically because I don't like being interrupted. I don't like being cut off, and I think you all would hate automatic ads anyway. We do them manually here. We do it to turn off pre-rolls for anybody who shows up in the next hour. I try not to stammer on too long after they go start. So we'll be right back. There'll be some clips during this. You can see what kind of other things I stream, what kind of a streamer I am. And if you enjoy, maybe you'll drop a follow. If not, it's cool. But I will see you all very soon. Be right back. Spirit. Has anything in mind for us to do? A kiss would be a start. Heck yeah! Oops. Oh my god, that's actually real! I thought it was just people memeing! I thought it was a meme! I thought it was a meme! Well, there went that car. Hey sis, look what I can do. I'm dead. Sis! Are you looking? Are you looking? Sis! 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 Okay. I'm sorry, did I just...
Yes, you teleported through. What the? You're still clipping through it. I can't get in your truck. Oh. Um. Where'd the truck go? Oh, that's not below.
And it didn't break. Like, if it broke, it would have exploded. Where?
That's what I was.
Oh, it doesn't want me to fight it. Now, I know you don't want me to fight it, but I want to fight it. I shouldn't try to fight it. It's too strong for me. Pause. 11 people died! For the wider ones now? We've given them a specific... You can stand on top of missile megs. Just make sure to carefully time your jump. Oh, I'm bad at that. As I was saying... It's a big milestone as well. Oh, God. We've begun with this. Hey, everyone. Yeah, no, that is a rare moment where only one person commented on the Taskmaster stinger. That is a 1 in 8 chance of just randomly playing whenever I go to break, is that sound effect. Because I thought it would be funny. And it always gets someone. It always gets someone, and I love it. But yeah, for anybody curious, what we're doing up here is I'm placing a ton of glass up here to make a entry point, right? I want people to... Well, you're missing out, Bisco. Especially... I highly recommend the most recent season and season 13. It's so good. Season 13, though, season 13 is so good. Nikkei, I feel you. I have so much trouble with this. My partner doesn't like animated stuff. So I feel your pain. I feel your pain. But the important thing is, even if you can't get them to watch, right? Even if you can't get them to watch, even if you can't get your partner to watch what you're into, as long as they'll listen to you ramble about the thing you like, that's what's important. They don't have to like the same things, but they gotta like listening to you talk about it. Okay, I'm not even talking anime. I am not even talking anime. There's a lot of bad anime, and there's a lot of really, really overrated anime. There's a lot of really overrated anime. Oh my god. Like, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. All y'all who are really into shonen anime, you gotta admit your anime is not that good. You can enjoy it. You can enjoy bad things, but shonen anime is not that good. It's very rare that y'all have actually a good one. Oh, same, Bisco. Same. Same. Especially, like, I especially really like the low-budget bad isekai, because they're low-budget and bad. Yeah, no, like, I'm watching that very kind of meh right now, Reincarnated as a Dragon. Like, Reincarnated as a Dragon is not great, but I'm watching it. but I understand it's not great. What I think is this is an important thing for anybody who's into animation, into animation in general, and I mean this genuinely. If you're into animation and you're trying to animate things for yourself, and you are not part of a studio or anything like that, do consider watching a lot of low budget anime and pay attention to what's going on and learn where the budget is. One of my favorite things, and I just posted about this recently, one of my favorite things that you can tell the budget of an anime by is whether or not their jaw moves when they talk. If their jaw moves when they talk, that show has a budget. I would not say to get Crunchyroll, mainly because they use ChatGPT to do their subtitles. And they've been called out on it multiple times.
What is your favorite block in Minecraft? Mine is Jungle Fence Gate.
That is
I
a very
build it all
specific
the
one,
time.
Mari. That is a very specific favorite block. Hey, Brian, how's it going? I need to update Mari's block index with all the new cover stuff. Oh God. Okay, so this is the thing. I can't, with a lot of 3D anime and whatnot, I can't do it. I can't get into it. And there's this comfort for me. Something about the way the 3D is always feels a little off. It's one of those things where I don't know if Elusive is here right now. I know Elusive was. But Elusive can attest to this. I'm very aware of when things are 3D, even if they're pretty well hidden. So when they're in my face, when I'm not watching something 3D or not something that's meant to feel 3D, it throws me off really hard and not in a good way. And it's like, I know it's not like necessarily the fault of the show or whatnot, but it just, I cannot comfortably watch certain ones. It's just like, yeah, nope, don't like this. It gives me this weird, like, this weird discomfort. Grab some bones, because Lee is kind and said I can take as many bones as I want. Yeah, you gotta commit. Beastars was decent, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's an uncanny valley thing. And, like, I understand why it's the way it is, but I can't. I just can't. I could have went to my spot. Instead, I went the long way. It's fine. It's more fun to travel. This is a genuine thing, also, why I don't like having my waystones be directly where I want to go. I like the idea of being forced to travel around my base. I also think it's better for streams. It is better for streams for you to have to see me travel my base. Throw that in there. Grab some more logs. Apparently I'm sleeping. But like, it's one of those things where the 3D has to be done in the right way. I've been watching, what is it called? I've been watching the, like, Forced to be a Hero anime. Somebody will know the name correctly. There's an anime where the main character is forced to be a hero, right? And there's a whole thing about that. A lot of that is 3D. A lot of that anime is in 3D, except they rotoscoped it. So it's 3D, but rotoscoped. It's not a filter. They actually, like, I can tell that they used 3D models for a lot of it. They did the animation, and then they rotoscoped over it to do 2D art on a lot of it. which is really neat most of the time, but because they rotoscoped it, it's lacking a lot of smear frames. And smear frames are such an important part of animation and utilizing animation correctly. And it's also why in a lot of games that try to do a 2D feel or an anime feel don't feel right, because they don't have smear frames. Smear frames are a crucial part of animation that helps kind of with the movement and stuff. But you'll see a character like turn to face the camera and it just follows them cleanly and it doesn't feel right. And I understand why it happens and whatnot, but it feels like one of those things where you need to use the 3D base as a reference, not a rotoscope. Aw, thank you, Bisco. I really appreciate that. Rotoscoping is good for partial frame references. It is not good for you to rely on. You should not be relying on the rotoscoping as a thing, because when you rely on it, you end up in a situation where you're going to make it feel too static, too not intended. And it's like, I get it. I understand why. Like, again, I understand why it's being done. It's just not
Your
there.
hug game is lacking. Show us what those arms can do. Hanging down.
I got your pull-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ow. 5. The owl was the spot I was gripping. The Velcro was giving up. Oh God. Amazing, 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 Nikkei. Do. Okay. Let's grab a bit more of that. Go here. Okay. Is building and uploading. So if that, I'm going to act under the assumption that that means that I can probably do this. Do. Bibbidi-bidi-doo. Updates available. Gasp! Who would have seen that coming? In we go. All right, let's mods durability notifier general. Aha! Filter items. Filter items which durability is checked. Default, yes. Item filter. Insert new. Oh, there is a text box there. What do I write? How do I write? Is it like Minecraft iron shovel? I'm assuming it's that, right? Is what it would be, and then like Minecraft iron pick. Minecraft iron hoe. Minecraft iron. Oop. Axe. You want those to play the sound as anything in there is the... Oh, I've got it backwards. Okay. Sorry, I was misunderstanding. It is the opposite of what it is doing. I thought this was filter out so I don't hear it. I did not realize it was filter in so I do hear it. So that is my bad. So I want it to ping for those. I don't have netherite, so that's fine for now. But I would want that. Hey, sound cooldown. And then, okay. That seems fine to me. I just miss... Filter is such a weird, like, thing. Everything is checked unless the filter gets enabled, then only the items or filter is checked. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna test it either way. To learn for sure, so, I mean, it all works out, right? I was gonna go, oh, let's make sure this is working correctly, and it's like, okay, fine, got it. Yeah, see, whitelist I would have understood. Whitelist I would have understood a bit better, but it's. I'm not gonna rely on a mod to do something for me without testing it, regardless. But I guess I'm not most people, so who knows what way that would have gone for a lot of people. Boop, ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Bam, bam. Neat. I don't personally care for Hightail, but that's a me thing. But that is neat that you've managed to do it for Hightail as well. Dun 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 dun. Okay, it does look like we are lower than that threshold. I saw that. I contemplated adding that mod, but I'm like, I'll make the bad jokes, thank you. I don't need my own server trying to one-up me. It's okay. Yep, cool. That worked. So the big thing to me with Hightail, and I really, one, I'm bothered that people are not willing to hear negative opinions. Like, that has actually been, like, ticking me off. People are so, like, people are hunting down comments of people not liking it in order to be angry at them. And it's like, y'all are making me dislike the game more by doing that. Like, intentional or not. It's... I think the thing that gets me with Hightail, and I think this is important. You are going to be able to do paid mods. That is one of the things that they have incentivized people with, is like, mods can be paid. Which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. However, I do have a problem with it being paid mods in a paid game where people keep telling me that the mods are what's going to make the game better. I really don't like that as a thing. I don't think it's gonna have any effect on Minecraft whatsoever. Like, I get the Minecraft killer comment, blah 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 blah. I don't think it's gonna have any. It's not gonna touch Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't need to pay attention to it. I don't think there's any reason for Minecraft to pay attention to it. I think when it was like, I think 7 years ago when it was supposed to come out, when people were hyped for it, I could see there being a reason for it to do something. It's not going to do anything. You're not going to light a fire under a game that has movies. Like if a game has become popular enough to have a live action movie, it doesn't need you're not going to burn any fire under anybody's butt, you know? And I think especially with like Minecraft's code not being obfuscated, that's going to change the modding game a bit as well too. So but I think the problem I have with the paid marketplace, and this is what I think is going to happen, and you can hear me calling this out now. This is going to be my statement on what's going to happen with Hytale. Hytale is going to become Roblox. It is going to do what Fortnite is doing. It is going to do what Roblox is doing. Its purpose is to become a marketplace where they will sell the mods and they will profit almost exclusively on that, not focus on their own game, focus on really having the community be their source of income. They're going to do everything in their power to basically become a Roblox type of system. And if you want that, that's cool. That's fine. But that's what we're going to get. Because if we're talking about the simple Minecraft aspect of it, I've played the game before. I've played hundreds of games that are doing exactly what Hytale is doing. Thank you for the follow. I've played hundreds of games that are doing exactly what Hytale is doing. I've played video games in 2011. I think the best comparison for games that I could think of is a game called Windborne. Hytale looks like Windborne. Obviously, it's a little more blocky in design, but like gameplay, everything it's doing, it's Windborne. And Windborne shut down after giving everybody a bunch of keys so they could just share it with their friends so they still had people to play with. And it's not to say that it's a bad idea, it's just it's been done. Cube World was neat for an exploration aspect, but it wasn't good for a building aspect. And I think that's the same thing we're dealing with Hytale, right? With Hytale is not for builders. Hytale isn't for builders. It's not designed for builders. And this is part of why Minecraft works. And as much as people might find this annoying, Minecraft works because the textures are 16 by 16. If Minecraft's textures by default were 32 by 32, it would not do as well as it does. Because there is an advantage of the human mind filling in gaps. We have a bunch of... Oh, my gourd is forgetting a pumpkin. We have I added 450 added advancements to the server today. So there's just a lot of random ones that are popping up. Like, look at this. Lead on, free row, snip snip, hot topic, time to farm. Isn't it diamond pick? Love that. Cold stuff, seedling, first light. All hail the crown of destiny. And all hail they who wear it. Like, it's just a lot of randomness. I think it would have been more fun when if I had added those when the server started, because we'd be seeing them pop up as people played. Instead, we're getting a lot of them that are just like thrown past everybody at like lightning pace. Again, it's fine. It's just it's not as exciting when you're seeing a wall of them at once. But like just to show this, like. See, smelting. This is what I've unlocked so far in smelting. Ocean. Friends and food. First night. Redstone. Iron. Caves. Nether. Mining. Like, there's just a lot of added ones, because why not? But no, I think the thing with Hytale... I think... people who are excited from it from a building aspect are not thinking of the long term of it. The advancement pack. I had just added it. Let me see. It should probably be my history because I just added it, right? It's called Advancements Plus. It is a data pack by NearCloud. The list of them is not all available, but NearCloud made it, one word, Advancements Plus. So if you wanna dig through it. But no, I think one of the big things that's happening, and I don't think people are thinking long term when it comes to why building works in games, especially why it works so well in Minecraft, is Minecraft blocks for a large portion of it. If you didn't tell me what the block was, and I were to look at the texture of the block, I would not inherently know what it is without the context of what's around it. Most Minecraft blocks, the textures are kind of gibberish, which is not a bad thing. I wouldn't know that, like, I mean, like the leaf texture, you can go, okay, it's a leaf. But if I'm back here and I have to look at that leaf texture, if I am just seeing that leaf texture from here, I don't know what that is. I don't think that's leaves. I get why you think it's leaves, given the context of the tree and stuff. That's not leaves. Right? That's not leaves. That could be a chain link fence. Like, that texture could be a chain link fence because it's not clear what they are. I agree with the glazed terracotta. Cleo has a big stance on glazed terracotta. There was a post that somebody had made a while back on Imager or whatever, or at least they stole it to Imager, of basically saying glazed terracotta would be a lot better if all of the sides of the block were different and it placed based on orientation. So then you actually had a lot of variety in the tile patterns and stuff you could do. So you basically have, instead of the 16 different glazed terracotta you have, give us 6 sides on the block and give us 6 patterns, and then those 6 patterns can be interchanged between the different blocks, and they just all have those 6, and then you could actually create really interesting patterns with them. Glazed terracotta is too detailed on its own, but I think that's part of its point, though. There are blocks that work well by being too detailed, and it isn't to say that that is necessarily wrong or right. I think it's just, it gives a contrast to itself, and it's not a naturally spawning block, really. I mean, yes, they do spawn naturally, but like generally speaking, it's not something you're gonna stumble across. It's something you have to manually step in and do. But like the idea of these blocks not having this detail, whereas Hightail's what, 64 by 64? I think Hightail's 64 by 64, if not more. It creates this, was it BD Craft kind of texture? Those old, super clean, smooth looking textures that are just like, it looks neat if you're building in a very specific style. But as soon as you stop building in that specific style, you can't really go outside the box. You're trapped in that little corner. I'm sorry. Gonna be golden. Eat a golden carrot. Gonna be golden. There was a fun advancement I saw in the list when I was glancing at it, by the way. What is that? A free row? There was a fun advancement I saw that was Star Trader, and it's literally trade with a villager at world height. But no, lower resolution textures allow for your mind to fill in the gaps about what they could be, and it allows you to create new things. I think a good reference of that to think about is if you think about like making pixel art in a game. Like, making pixel art statues is one of the like staples of Minecraft, right? Like, one of the most common things that we've seen people do is they make pixel art. They will look at, like, they'll recreate like a Mario sprite. How far away do you have to go for it to actually stop looking like the textures on an object to be able to make a Mario sprite, right? Oh, did something get held? It's not held. Nothing got held on my end. Oh, I see. OBC already got it. No, yeah, I added that one. Magazine flags in my stuff. Thank you, OBC, for catching that. For those confused why it gets flagged, I have it auto-flag the first 4 letters of that, and then any variations that include it. Just because, yeah. So, magazine will get held. But yeah, like, the less detail, the less visual noise you have in your blocks, or the less clear that they are. What is going on here? There's some odd little chunk errors happening with my shaders. Yeah, no, magazine gets held for the first 4 letters. And will continue to for at least a handful of years. Sadly. But I try to be very thorough with what gets held for whichever reason. Just because I want to make sure that... I think anybody who gets a message held, it says a lot about the person who gets it held by how they react to getting a message held. Because I've seen people throw tantrums. I don't see why my message was held. Like, calm the hell down. Why'd my message get deleted? Calm the hell down. You know? But yeah, no, a lot of people will throw fits about the weirdest things. It's like, yeah, you don't belong. You should not have access to the chat. If only y'all knew how many random things get held in Cleo's chat. It is... Like, most of the time, it's like, if it gets held, it's fine. I also have people going, I don't see why this was held. Why did... There was one the other day, it was like, why was this held for being sexual? It's not sexual. It's like, yeah, it is. You just don't know what it's referencing. Like, that's the big thing. A lot of times, you just don't know what the thing being referenced is. What's up, Ryan? Like, a lot of them are, like, sexual or insults, and they get held, and it's like, it's not sexual. Yeah, it is. Like, I get, data can be an issue from time to time. But yeah, I always find it funny when people get, like, so bent out of shape, and it's like, you're not in trouble. Things getting held doesn't mean you're in trouble. Though granted, I posted about this on Blue Sky, and I want you all to understand this. We need to stop the atmosphere in streams where people think pet names on strangers is okay. We need people to stop thinking pet names are okay with strangers. And I'm going to call out this message directly, and I need you all to know that somebody thought this was okay in Cleo's chat the other day. Their very first time message in Cleo's chat was, "Hi, Pookie!" Pookie? Pookie. They use Pookie. What the fuck? But like, the thing that always happens though is somebody will go, I've seen people get mad. It's like, I was just being nice. It's like, you were being overly familiar. It got removed because you were being overly familiar. Like, you weren't in trouble, you were just told, hey, don't do it. I think people think any form of resistance to any action they do is them being in trouble, and I think people need to maybe talk to a therapist about that, because a lot of times it's just like, that's not allowed, don't do it. And it's like, okay. It's not even you being in trouble. Yeah, nope. See, and that's what I'm saying. No doing like honey, sweetie, dear, darling, cutie, love. Stop it. Stop it. You don't know the person, don't do it. If you don't know the person, you don't do it. And arguably, even if you know the person, unless it is well known that you are in a relationship with it, and I mean well known, like I'm talking like VIP status in their stream levels of known, you should not be using pet names with that streamer, because then it sets a precedent for people who do not know that, oh, pet names are allowed. Right? Like, pet names are allowed. If you allow certain people in your community to do it, and it is not clear that they are somebody who is well known, you set a precedent for people who do not know that they are allowed to do that. And I think people don't realize that they're doing that. But it's very much a, you need to understand how it looks to people who don't know this. Hun is one that I get that people will do it out of habit, but it's still not allowed. I'm not okay with it. You know, it's one of those like, I'm not okay with it. Don't do it. And you should probably, as a habit, go, huh, there are a lot of people who would be made uncomfortable by this. I should work on not doing that, right? And I think that's kind of the thing is like, you should maybe unlearn those things. I had a conversation about that recently. Just like, if you are doing something that people take issue with, or you learn that a lot of people might take issue with it, and it's just you using a word, it is so easy to just not use that word to make sure more people are comfortable in the future. And if you get really bent out of shape about about being asked to not use a word, you may not be a great person. Now, obviously, there can be reasons that people are opposed to it that are screwed up. We can talk about people getting really defensive about the word cis being used, which is just them being transphobic. That is a separate issue to this, just to be clear. But like, I literally had I commented on somebody's post recently that I had respected, who used the R slur in a post. They used a respelling of the R slur. For CIS. They use a respelling of the R slur for mentally disabled issues and mentally handicapped, or whichever way we want to go about that. They use the R slur. And I said, hey, could we not use that, even though the person you're using it towards is an awful person? And I do agree that they are an awful person. We shouldn't be using slurs to describe people just because we don't like them. And somebody had replied to me saying, yeah, but sometimes words are supposed to hurt. And it's like, yeah, but you're not hurting that person. You're hurting innocent people who have been called that. And they ended up, the person I had respected liked the person saying sometimes words are supposed to hurt. It's like, well, that's an unfollow for me. Yay, OBC, thank you. I can see they were well-meaning with it, Door, but yeah, if people say it makes them uncomfortable because of this, then they need to stop doing it. They should stop doing it, and they should be better. And that is where malicious compliance comes in, though, Door. Because I can think of a few other animals that people would hate to be called. And, like, I would just be like, I'm just referring to the animal. As the achievements just roll in. But yeah, malicious compliance when people refuse to respect you is just like, okay, this is where it gets this is where we show you why it's a problem. Yeah, that's the thing. Hun, darling, sweetie, and such are all terms basically saying, I know better, like, a lot of the time. Not always, but the connotation is that I know better than you.
Amazing. Nice Lord Brian just subscribed to us for another month.
Thank you,
That's
Brian.
39 now.
I appreciate it. Buddy varies. Buddy to me is something I usually hear parents calling their kids, or specifically father figures calling their kids. So that one's kind of a weird one. I appreciate you popping by. Have a good one, Shy. Okay, let's see. I don't like that I'm having that weird rendering glitch. That won't be an issue in the end, because I believe that's happening from the distance and the terrain that it is loading down there. But it is annoying. I'm going to add lighting underneath all of these. Which will be nice. See, how close was I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yay, that's pretty much perfect. Yeah, buddy is usually used in like a parent-child kind of scenario. So I can definitely see why you would see that as a... Boss is an interesting respect one. Like, sure thing, boss, is like, it's not necessarily saying that they're the boss, but, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I can see why that would feel weird. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. No, it's pretty common in the States, and I have a feeling that's mostly caused by like 50s television, 50s, 60s, 70s television. You would get a lot of like, all right, champ, all right, buddy, where like the whole like cliche of like playing catch with your son thing was quite a thing, right? And I would say that's kind of where a lot of that comes from in the States. But it is usually... It is a family scenario. It is not strangers. Boss is almost always sarcastic. If I ever hear somebody say boss, I usually assume sarcasm. Like, Just go, sure thing, employee. What? Just like, be weird. Go, sure thing, employee. What? Why are you... Why did you call me employee? Why'd you call me boss? Huh? Huh? I think the one name that will always drive me nuts, and I know people do not mean it in a mean way. The two, bro and dude. Dude, I am a little more lenient on, but bro pisses me off, and I need people to understand this. Bro, yeah, bruh as well. The reason it pisses me off, and I don't think people realize this unless you are in trans spaces online. The word bro is almost all you will see in sneakily hateful comments under trans women's posts. Because it is something where they are given plausible deniability for their bigotry, where they can go, I use it in a gender neutral way. I didn't mean it like that. You're so easily offended. And it's like, you're doing it on purpose, though. But they can easily use it as an out. So it's a form of, I see it so often now as it is so often used as a transphobic way to get away with being transphobic. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people it is not something where you necessarily are aware you are being a bigot, but it is, right. But you also have to be aware of the people you're using it around, OBC. Like, using it as a synonym to like, oh god, like, god damn it, things like that, or shock, or as a thing. There are totally situations where people don't realize they're doing it, they don't realize the problem, but it is so often used as an out, as a, oh, I'm doing this. It does, Brian, but that's the point. Bro means brother. So when people say, "Oh, come on, bro," they'll excuse it as "Oh, I meant it in the way of like using dude," which isn't gender neutral either, as much as people think it is. It's you. There is an effect that is caused by so many people using it maliciously as a way to skirt obvious, like, oh, look, they're obviously being a bigot. And I understand that you may not be doing it on purpose. That is why I warn people when they do it. Hey, we try not to use that here, things like that. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I am non-binary. My pronouns are they, them. I feel like people use bro as a way towards me to basically not acknowledge that. And it's like, I know I have an issue with using they on everybody. But that is not me not acknowledging. That's me having a really bad memory on what people's pronouns are, so I will tend to lean towards they, them on things, right? But there's these situations where it's like, intentionally avoiding somebody's gender by using they, them is a problem. Using they, them as a default when you don't know somebody's gender is not bigotry. People say it's bigotry all the time. It's like, I didn't know, so I went with that. But it's just like, but like, bro is one of those things where I hear it and I just go, I don't know if you're a bigot or not. Because it's like, you just used bro in a conversation you were having with a trans woman, and I don't know if you just use bro habitually or if you're doing it to hide that you're an asshole. Because it happens a lot where people are hiding that they're an asshole. And I think people need to understand that this is a very common occurrence. And I would assume that you can see with like Shy's comment. It's not okay. Can I do this? I think if I cheat this, I think I can cheat this. So I'm going to go back to my storage because that forces me straight. And then I go here and I go here. So now I am perfectly straight. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to hold shift. Perfect. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that that worked. Oh. Because it puts you perfectly centered on the block facing at a 90. Yeah, exactly. That's one of those things. If you start defending yourself, you're not aware of what you're doing. And a lot of people aren't educated on it, but it very much is, yeah, it is very much a situation of, hey, people are doing it to avoid getting caught. Because I would be amazed if any platform took action on somebody calling a trans woman bro. I would be amazed. If you can show any platform doing that, I would be shocked. Because it is so accepted as just an exclamation. That's not the platform doing it. That's a person doing it. I'm talking about a platform stance. So that would be something that could get them banned off Discord. I've banned people from my own channel here for doing it, but I'm not going to say that's people getting banned on Twitch. That's people getting banned from my Twitch channel, you know? But it's very much the situation of I need platforms to actually realize that, hey, they're doing this on purpose. And I think people, it's always such an odd thing because it's like, I know that not everybody's going to be a jerk about it. Yay, Mello! Thank you for reaching level 8. So again, for those who don't know, Foundation, Galactic, blah, 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 in the bottom right, if you do ! Galactic, you can get a code. If you download the game through that code on your phone or PC, PC is a pain. There's so many little like, oh, you need to turn off your ad blocker to install this in order for, it's like, I understand because it needs to track, but just use the mobile one. It's a lot easier to install the mobile one. Play it on mobile. Just installing it gives me a little bit of money, and I appreciate it a lot. I get like $4 for you installing it, and then you reach level 4, I get an extra $1. Reach level 8, I get like another 3. As you play, I just get money. It helps me out a ton. It's my main source of income right now, especially because like tips and all that have been down lately. So doing those sponsorships just really, really helps me out a ton. So obviously, no requirement to do it, but if you're able, I'd appreciate it. It goes for the next 25 days. So just playing it passively over the next 25 days can help out way more than you realize. I need to open my drink. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I used to drink my caffeine almost exclusively from cans. But I realized that I drink the can very, very quickly. I do not have Pepsi. I have Dr. Pepper. But I realized that I tend to drink way too quickly when it's cans or glasses or anything in a smaller capacity. I tend to just like chug it, and it's like I got to stop that. So getting the bottles, because I can close them up entirely and even like refrigerate them again and they'll feel fine to me. It's changed the way I kind of view drinking caffeine. Like I do a lot better with it now that it's in a bottle that I can close. It slowed me way down on it. Like I still want it. I would like to lose weight, but I need the caffeine for my brain because I don't have ADHD meds. And for anybody who caught me on the stream a few weeks ago where all the caffeine was out of my system, Cameron needs caffeine. Cameron needs caffeine. Cameron on no caffeine is not okay. Well, that's still giving you the caffeine, but with less good taste. And don't you go coffee snob on me. Don't you go coffee snob. The only time coffee is actually that good is when you can almost no longer taste the coffee. and I am somebody who likes most foods. I like bitter things. Coffee is just not that great. Yes, I have, Brian. Coffee isn't that great. Coffee is extremely overrated. I'm not saying coffee is bad, but it is overrated. I would much rather have a Dr. Pepper than a coffee. If I have coffee, it tends to be a mocha. Where I've at least covered up. Yes? Can I help you? What's up? Yes, Fury. What do you want, though? Are you just being angry and old? Hi, buddy. Yay, Rose! The local coffee shop you went to once. Oh, no. I'm glad you found a local place, though, that you get to support. Like, that's always the nice thing, is at least when you're supporting a local place, you know? Fury! You good, bud? He just walked back into the other room and started screaming again. Did you find the stink bug? Did you find the stink bug? You can kill it. I mean, neither of us are going to appreciate that, but if you want to kill the stink bug, you are welcome to. No? You sure? Please? Please? Why not? There's the sky I was talking about. Look at that. I love this method of sleep. It's obviously not as fast for the person who's trying to skip the night, but it's only 1 minute. Hi. Come here. Come here. Hi. Can we talk? Do you want to tell people what's going on? Do you want to tell people why you're so angry? You always stop meowing when I pick you up. It's like I reset your brain when I picked you up. You good, bud? I love you. You want to lay on the desk? That way you're near me? Yeah? Yeah? I love you too, buddy. Lay down. He's gonna headbutt the mic in a second. Buddy, hi. Hi. Oh. That's right, he hit the keyboard. You good, bud? Don't press the keyboard. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. He's so whiny. Why are you so whiny? Why are we angry? Is there a reason we're angry? No? Is that the whole thing? You good now? Do that, do that. You good, bud? You chill now? You're just whining. So I'm assuming by the comment from OBC that he was picking up on my mic today. Because he doesn't always. Oh, that is a perfectly timed server restart. I'm glad to hear he was picking up. I have tried back and forth to get the volume settings right so you can hear the cats when they meow. I know it's inconsistent, and I'm trying to get it to a spot where it is actively working. So I'm glad to hear that it was in fact working there. Okay. So assuming you heard his meows clearly, you can understand why I call him Crunchy. My nickname for him a lot of time will just be Crunchy. He has a very raspy meow compared to the other cats. BB's is very high-pitched. Fear very rarely meows, but he gets called Crunchy. BB's meows I usually call chirps. Furies are just angry yelling. And then Fear is in the middle of that. BBs are a bit harder to pick up, as much as I have adjusted the mic, and I think it's just because they're so high-pitched. That it does not think that that should come through as anything other than a noise. It's always funny when you see an advancement that's just like a normal one pop through now. After adding 450 advancements, you just see old Betsy. Like, that's a normal one. Come on. Stick to it. What's that one? Obtain a slime ball. I do worry about that effect happening. Is Star Trader a default one, really? I didn't know that. I didn't think it was. No, because I'm in their special ones. Like, these are mining specific, so unless they've sorted the old ones into this. Maybe. Have a good one, OBC. I don't know where regular ones are anymore. Aren't the regular ones over here? No, I guess they did mix them in. I don't understand how things work anymore. I like this set here. These can't be obtained on this server. But I love... We have an advancement menu that is just literally each mob. Did I get all the sections? I think I did. Okay. Okay. Do. I don't want to break the one that is in the main path. Should just be able to break that one and that one. Okay. Whoa. There was a hole. I think somebody just put their paws on my chair. Hello? No? No? Just feeling things that weren't happening. My phone! Oh my god. All the alerts at once. I hate when phones do that, where they get you everything at once. So it is time for a quick break. Server has to do its restart. It's already done. But I will be right back. I will step away for 3 minutes. There's going to be a couple ads. You won't miss anything. I promise we do this. See.
I think it's time you gave me some food. Go roll the moss over, please.
But it is time for a quick stretch. Grab a drink, all that stuff. Take care of yourselves. Be right back. Wait, can I? Yes! I found what it's for! And finally, the last outfit I've been missing. Are you kidding? That was the last one I missed? Why is that the last one I missed? What are the chances of that being the last one I missed? What are the absolute chances of that being the last one I miss? But yeah, only vehicles. Also, does anybody else feel like that thing's missing a texture? Oh, it's a saucer of milk. Why is it fluorescent? Why is the milk fluorescent? It is cast. This is radioactive. This milk is so white it belongs in a mason jar. appreciate y'all a lot. I'm gonna go get some food. With that said, I will catch y'all next time. So see. Through my controller. See ya. Love ya. I'm not meaning to look up her ass. The controller is upside down somewhere under my desk and I got hunted down. I'm sorry. See ya. Love ya. Bye-bye. Hey sis, look what I can do. I'm dead. Sis, are you looking? Are you looking? Sis? 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 Okay. It's a big milestone as well. Oh god! We've begun with this. I guess we're playing a classic game now. This actually isn't too hard on this game. Ow, never mind. God. Okay, you've actually successfully got me with that. That mirror went on. Hello. So I am going to I'm going to stroke my own ego for a second here, and I want y'all to listen to me stroke my own ego here. I consider myself a decent critic when it comes to games. I think I am above average when it comes to critiquing and talking about games and what is going on in them, and the quality issues, the design flaws, the bugs. I'm also generous with the things that I can call out as being bugs if they're small, or things that I can easily overlook or see how they could be addressed, and even give critique on how to fix them. I have to monitor who blocks me on Blue Sky so that way I can control the feeds that I handle and deal with. Why a small indie dev would decide to block me while also most of their posts being them trying to push their own games on people to check out and try their games seems like a really bad way to go about it, is all I'm saying. Like, I'm not a giant streamer, but I do affect sales of indie games quite regularly. This has been a thing that I know for a fact that I do. So it's really funny to me when I just like, why did you, like, it's just very much like, why'd you choose to block me? What did I do? What have I done that was, like, block-worthy? I would understand if it was like, oh, they unfollowed me. Like, oh, by all means, unfollow me. Whatever. But, like, like, it just cracks me up sometimes. Like, seems like a weird choice. Well, it's even funnier because, like, this game dev, I would never have checked out their game. So it's whatever, but I just find it funny. I would never have checked out their game because it's a text-based game. But it's just very funny because it's like, I've had games pop up where it's like, yeah, this one's not for me, but I think y'all might like this. And I share it anyway. And it's like, what? But it's very much like I'm not like a massive person yet. I will keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this. I ain't going anywhere. I'm not a massive like name or whatever. I'm not gonna get a huge like chunk of reach. But it's just always funny when it's like, I could only have helped you positively. It's weird. Yeah, that's all that was the first thing I checked, Larmouth, is like, were they like hiding AI? Because they don't have any disclosed on their Steam page, because I glanced. But it's like, were they hiding AI? Is that what's going on here? And they were hoping nobody'd catch them? It's just like, what did I do? Though I am gonna be real. I am gonna be real here. One of the biggest things that I have seen, and I think this is a horrible thing for any dev to do in general, but I always find this funny. The number of people who are blocking me that have clearly blocked me because I have a furry avatar is not zero. Just want to be clear. It is not 0. It is way higher than you would probably think it is. But it is not 0. People will block me for being a furry regularly. This is something I am used to. More power to them, I guess, but it is something that regularly happens. Or, and this is the reason it is in my tag, even though I know there's a lot of contention regarding it, and there shouldn't be. Ah, crap. These were the ones I was supposed to keep up. Oh, no more jumping off that thing like I was. The other one is that I have... I can't tell where this is. This should be... I need to hit, and then not that one. But the other one is that I have the trans flag in my username. And it ain't going anywhere. It ain't going anywhere. I want to be clear on that. It ain't going anywhere. I leave that there as a point. That non-binary individuals are not considered part of the trans umbrella very often, but I do that a lot. Do you like it when they reach out to you with their games? And if you do, would you mind if I recommended you to a dev? So as long as they reach out via my contact email, I have no issue with that. I do have issues with ones that will send like 3 or 4 emails, but 1 or 2 emails to my contact email is totally cool, and I'm good with it. That's kind of my line with it, is like, as long as they're respectful and whatnot, I got no issues. But I have a contact email for it. That's always the big thing, is like, I have a contact email for it. I don't like when they show up in the wrong inbox, like, how did you get this email? Kind of situation. Those ones irk me. I believe this is correct. I can't see because of that, but... Do. Whee! What? I was holding shift! I was holding shift! What? That's not how that's supposed to work, game. I'm actually bothered. Like, I was holding shift. I must have hit the edge of the scaffold. Oh, no, it works. It works 100%. It's actually more reliable for me than water. But I must have hit the edge of the scaffold. Like, I must have just been, like, slightly to the side of it. But no, I've done that a bunch. I'm so confused, though. What the heck? Give me that. Put that in the right spot. There we go. Everything's back in my inventory where it's supposed to be. Okay. But no, I've done that jump like a bunch this stream already. Have a good one. Have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Okay, so now let's just place you there, you there. Give me that. Go back over here. I've mentioned this before, by the way, but for anybody who may visit my base, anything in these barrels over here on this side Like, this whole side, take whatever you want. It's just dirt and cobble, but if you want any of it, take it. I don't want it. Oh, can I... I've been meaning to do this. I want to get rid of one of my Waystones. I want to get rid of... Where is the storage? That one. Why did I end up over here? Isn't there a way to... I want to delete all of these. How do I... Oop. I delete... Okay, I got that one. I don't want that waypoint. That can go away. But I want to get rid of all of these at once. And I thought there was a way. Do I just... delete group. There we go. Cool. Nailed it. Alright, back up we go. I'm gonna need to make more of these warp plates. But yeah, I want the player to warp up here. Well, I want the player to warp to the warp stone up there. I want them to then warp into this room here, which will be this giant like area for them to... Dead again! I like the falling animation. There was a gap. There may have been a gap there. But I want to do... I want to have them warp up to that area where they can then go into the center and like exist as kind of like a character, almost feeling like a character creation screen. Is the idea of like going into that area, you have kind of this big open special area and all that. Now, I would like to learn from y'all, and I feel like some of y'all have the info here. Can somebody explain skulk to me? I would like to understand skulk. Like, how does it... What is its spawning method? What is its harvest method? What are the rules on skulk? Because I don't know anything about skulk. And I would like to learn things about skulk. So teach me. Teach me, chat! I want to learn about the blocks that have the experience in them. Harvesting is a soak touch hoe. Skulk catalyst causes it to spawn post generation. Because I want a bunch of it. I want a ton of it. Like an absolute ton. Because I want to use it to surround, just to be clear, I want to surround what we're doing up here. I want to surround this area with a whole vibe of it. What blocks will it replace? It will replace dirt, I'm assuming like smooth stone, probably cobble. Grass and stone. Not cobble. Okay. Well, it will replace dirt, or it has to be grass? Okay, it does get dirt. Okay. How does it spread? Things dying near it, experience orbs spawning on it? Like, could I spread it by, Is this something I could spread with, God, that is... That is not rendering correctly. Nope. Ooh. We're having some rendering bugs. It'll be fine later, I'm sure, but... The main reason I'm asking is because I eventually want to create a whole area around this, right? Which I think I need to make another circle here, but I'm going to, for the time being... outline this. When mobs die, a skulk charge is generated. This charge randomly moves, replacing blocks with skulk or spawning skulk sensors. The charge loses power doing so. Could I, just as a thing, because I know it's based on mobs dying, if I am understanding correctly, could I use like bottles of experience and throw it at the skulk to make it spread? Or does it have to be a mob death? XP bottles don't work. It has to be a mob death. That is a bit irritating, but okay. That to me is a sad, and I almost feel like that's wrong. Like not that you're wrong, saying that the game not doing that is wrong. Like the game should do that. I forgot about infested potions. I recently saw somebody using... Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was to get slime balls. They used an oozing potion on a bunch of snow golems to get an absurd amount of slime balls. They thought was really clever. Do do do. I don't understand much with potions. I just have idea of what build. Best bet is find a big skull cave, harvest it. Yeah, but I feel like for the sake of building, I feel like my best bet would come down to building it out of dirt and then helping the dirt spread over the area. Could I build a smaller sphere out of dirt inside of this? Needs an air block to move through. Just could I make a sphere out of dirt and convert it? Killed mobs atop said sphere with catalyst nearby. Yes. Well, I mean, I'd be inside the sphere, so I could get it from the outside and the inside if I'm able to go inside of it, right? So, like, if I'm inside, do half of it that way, and then inside do, or outside do the other half. I really think you're overestimating how good my survivability is. Like that's the big thing I'm realizing is y'all think I'm way better at surviving than I am.
Beard has declared, melange.
Ha, ba, ba. Woo! For those who don't know, Melange is my must die card, similar to Cleo's Hug a Creeper card. Have a good one, Meepers. Thanks for hanging out. Do 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 do. At least I get this really nice view as I climb this. And we get to appreciate this climbing animation. It's a good climbing animation. Give me that. And you go there, there. Also, my outfit plus this like armor resource pack works really well together. Like they actually work really well together. Like given the little like shoulder pads and knee pads and stuff, it suits my model. You have access to wool. Ancient cities are relatively. I mean, you say that, but you get. I mean, wool's really easy to get on the server, but like, I'm really bad at games. Is the important thing here. Thank you for the follow. I'm bad at games. I like cozy vibes and chill and relaxing, and I just want Skulk. Partially true, Asmo. Partially true. Try to light this up in a kind of symmetrical way. Do-do-do. 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 I'm mainly doing this so when I look at it from a distance and see what's going on. Because mobs can't spawn on this, right? Yeah, mobs can't spawn up here. Glass is safe, but I will light these up from underneath with custom glass later. But I don't need to do a full sphere, but I want to have Skulk under this a ways so that there's some gap. And then just round the corners up. It could be it's probably going to be a cylinder. But the idea is just to have this illuminated here. But if I go here, that looks cool. Like, that's not even going to be permanently visible. There's going to be a lot of work done to the sphere itself. But that looks cool, seeing that from here. Okay, but we got to go do the other test. I got to go here and I got to go to Lee's. Lee's has been my location to go and see how my base looks because Lee is just distant enough. Ow. But Lee's base gives a really good perspective on all of this. Like how big it all is. There's my Waystone. So Lee's base is a good perspective on this, and Fox's is a good perspective on this. Though Fox is a bit more dangerous, I think. There it is. You can just see my base just over in the distance. I think you should be able to see it from spawn as well, though I think there might be stuff in the way. There it is. You could just casually get views. Avon's platform, Avon's platform is a bit harder, but I believe it's right this way. There we go. The problem is I am at the exact same height as my platform as Avon. Avon and I built our platforms at about the same height. I think that might be like the exact same height, which is just funny. But like you can get a good view here. Like, you can get a really good view looking down there at like the size of what I did there. I'll spawn the player out on one of the sides. I want to do, I think, in each of the at least 4, probably all 8 of them, do a whole do a couple more circles on each of the sides, and then one of those sides is where you'll spawn in as the player. Misjudged! I thought I could pull back enough to reach it. The cycle of death continues. Holy crap. What should you draw, Taiga? I think you should draw a rabbit. A rabbit, but the rabbit should be in a stuntman uniform like Evel Knievel. We don't know who Evel Knievel is. Evel Knievel is somebody who did like a lot of like tricks and stuff and wore like white and red American themed like motorcycle outfits and stuff. But just with the idea of like wearing a special outfit for doing tricks and stuff so you don't get hurt as easily. Every day I'm suffering. I think it's evil, E-V-I-L, and then K-N-E-I-V-E-L. Oh no! The items went through the Waystone. I need to figure out the size of this. Because if I go too far, it's going to be a problem. But if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 between. How far out am I going to be? Because I don't want to get too close to the wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I'm okay. I don't think it'll necessarily be as nice as I want it to be with me being this close. But I should be able to create enough of a space between this platform and the outside with the skulk walls inside. I think I'll be okay. There we go. Because, yeah, I want to do these on the ends of each of those, like each point. But I don't want to be able to necessarily see out of this magic thing, so I need enough of a barrier where I can have, I would say, an air gap, or at least the blocks I want to have there, and then a little bit of structure. So I've got to figure out the exact placement of this. But I think I'm okay. There we go. There we go. Preferably without dying this time. Right, so, like, now the player, I will have, like, the Waystone here in one of these. Or the Warp Stone that they'll be using to enter the actual city after the little, like, warning kind of entry room wherever I put the Waystone in the end. The Waystone's position is not ideal. Like, I do think I need to give it its own room that's kind of like a, hey, you're on, like, the starting menu. You're entering a game. You're entering a world of its own. But that is less important than the game itself. Like, it is essentially like planning the UI of the start menu before having a game. It's like, that can wait. And plans evolve over time, and we need to be more willing to accept that in our own stuff, right? There we go. What's really going to suck is I need to put lights on all of this. I don't know if I'm going to do the lights below or above, though. I don't think it entirely matters. I think it'll look the same. I'm just not sure if it's going to be light level 2 or light level 1 that I want on top of all of these. For those who don't know, there is a data pack in this that allows you to craft those creative mode only adventure map lights that are like used to add light sources without using torches. I have a data pack on the server that allows you to just make them. Which is also really good for all those damaged chunks where you don't necessarily want to put a light source, but you can put like a light level 1 block there. that. But yeah, I'm not sure where the edge of this is going to be. Because as much as I can go, okay, I'm going to go out here, I don't think I want to fully connect with the outside wall. Right here, right? Like, I don't want to connect. Because there's going to be something inside coating this. Probably 2 layers, so I would want to at least get rid of these. Because even if I have one here, I would like a backdrop so I could have some depth. Preferably 3. And then I would want I would want the skulk to be like here. I think. And then if the skulk is all the way out there. How far can I get? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do like there, right? So there's a 5 gap. I think a 5 gap and then doing a big circle here would be proper. And then nothing based around that, I think is what I need. Oh my god, it's a process. Those lighting glitches will be great when they're not happening. Okay, let me grab a bunch of purple. Hey, wow, it's actually running. It's not often we get to see this thing run. There it goes. Means this is fairly low. What? Woo, 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 woo. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, down we go. Now I need more bone black. I'm gonna grab that. And I'm just gonna throw a little bit of that in there, that in there. I don't need those, I don't need those. And the bone black can go in there. Okay. So! Time to make another giant circle. As one does, and it's faster if I go this way. The problem is, I don't know how big the circle is, so we gotta do some counting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna count in one direction, this way, and then we gotta double it and then add 1, is what we need to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Times 2 would be 124, so 125 is the number I need. 125. 125. Type it in the correct one. Okay. Woo! Okay. Now, hopefully, I don't screw this up. This is the spot where I'm like, oh, God. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now this is where I will likely screw up. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So I need 5 twos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is going on down here? Skeleton horse, cow. I think there's 2 skeleton horses. I just keep seeing it. I'm like, oh God. Okay, so that's that, and then 1. And then 2, 1, 1. So 2, 1, 1. And then another 2. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. So I'm just gonna do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason I'm only doing 4 is because now I need to go from that side. And if they meet up, I've done this correctly. If they don't meet up, I've boned it. That's kind of the thing. It's like, have I boned it? Now it should be 62 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. So in theory, this should be correct. Which it feels correct, but I don't know if it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Let me make sure I counted correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I understand why people use Lightmatica. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this is 5 of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And 1. 1, 2. 1. 1. 2. And then it should just be 1, 1. Hey, it lined up. Let's go. Oh, thank God. Doo-doo-doo. Ah, that feels so satisfying, though, that it did line up, you know? Okay, and then there's a gap of 5. I need to realign the other one in here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Boop. 1, 2. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. 1, 2. Boop. 1, 2, 3. Boop. 1, 2. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ugh. It feels like progress. It feels like progress, and that's what's important here. Like, I actually feel like I'm getting something done. And that's kind of why I like doing these big circles and stuff as well, because there is just this level of satisfaction when you do it. Like, no, there's progress here. I'm seeing a thing that I am doing, and I'm seeing how it is affecting everything else I'm doing, you know? And I like these big moments of satisfaction. Like, oh my God, it's actually proper. 3, 4, 5. And there is a thing there, because I often have imposter syndrome and think that I'm not actually that good at what I do. So doing things that are tangible in a way where I'm like, no, I see what I'm doing, I understand what I'm doing, and I'm proud of what I'm doing, and it's apparent to me what I'm doing, is so vital to keep my brain stable. You know, like keeping myself going. Having a tangible, like, no, I did the thing, really, really, really matters. Ding! And I'm sure there are many people here who have worries about that. And it's like, do something big and somewhat simple, and you'll feel more empowered by your build. A lot of my builds, a lot of the time, involve starting with something that is intense like this. Because it's something I can regularly glance at and go, no, I can do this. I like doing things that are like summoning circles, alchemical circles in the sky, pretty typically. Something to kind of push the whole like magic aspect. Even if I'm not doing a fully focused on magic build, I like the idea of using a world of magic, because Minecraft is a world of magic, right? So I like kind of branching from that and going, no, we're doing the thing. We're having this conversation here, and we're gonna push this little bit out, and we're gonna draw more focus to this, and it's important. This is also one of those spots where this would be really good for like a void floor. You know, when they do like the 6 or 7 layers of like glass with a layer in between it, and you just like add end rods in to make like the starry kind of abyss thing. That might actually be the approach I go to. Ow. Do this and then just do layers of black glass below it with like end rods between it in a pattern to keep that drop going. I've not really toyed with it much with void floor, so I might have to do some research on what exactly is needed to do the void floors. But I think it could be a really cool way to go about this as well. But yeah. Hwah! I was like, is that a rendering glitch, or did I just not do this side? Answer was I just didn't do this side. I also like having these platforms because I can look around at other people's bases. There's nobody over there. Avon's right there. And then... let's see. We've got Lee over there. And then Fox is over here somewhere. I always lose track of Fox's base, but Fox's base is, I think, right there. There's bamboo up here somewhere. We got clouds in the way now. Let me do this. I don't see it. I think it's over there. When there's too much terrain to look at. When there's too much to look at. There's a giant bee approaching! I'm inside of a torch. There's a giant bee approaching from the east! Here's Big Bees. That is Somya's. That's Nahi's. Again, there's Lee's. Is everybody where Foxes went? I have lost sight of Fox's. Oh, there's Fox's base. Found it! What is that? Is that just a tree? It's just trees. Cat Dogs is another base that I for some reason struggle to find. And once I find it, it's like, how couldn't I see this? Like, logically speaking, I believe... logically speaking, I believe Cat Dog's base is on my screen right now. I don't know where. I believe I'm looking at it, though. Which to me is hilarious. Like, I don't know where it is. Found it! Cat Dog's base is, like, surprisingly hard to see. Need to get some giant, like, banners on it or something. Like, big red banners. Yeah, there's Big Bees. Spawn is right there. Ish. No, spawn is here. I think. There it is. There's spawn. There's Greg's Villager Hall. Which means the bathysphere that Greg's made is somewhere around here. Oh, right there. I see it. It's right there. I can usually see Rose's base. Yep, there's Rose's base. Which, again, Rose's base, just to be clear, Rose's base is way over here. Rose's base is 10,000 blocks from me. Asmo's base is behind that mountain range, I think. I think it's that icy mountain range. No, wait, Asmo's further this way, right? You are down here. You might be out of the range. You are that way. Yeah, I think you're beyond that icy range right there. I believe that is what I can see without increasing my render distance, which I could increase my render distance. But I don't think there's anything to see because I don't think your base is high enough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that mountain, that giant mountain range is where yours is. It's either that one or that one. One of these two. I love being able to see this far, but it's very funny when it's like, I can't find anybody's base. There's too much going on. Like, again, let's see. Can I find Cat Dog's base again? Where is Cat Dog's base? I've lost it. It blended in so perfectly, and it's like, I don't know where it is. Oops. No! Well, this is gonna hurt. I pressed forward instead of C. I pressed D instead of C. Just to be clear, I pressed the wrong key. Ugh. Oh, that's 5 deaths in one stream. Ugh. But
in our moments of decision, the destiny is shaped.
My decision was to experience gravity at terminal velocity. There we go. Getting pretty good at putting my inventory back together. I mean, Taiga, why not name the fox Taiga? Itchy nose. Because as much as you've drawn that fox, it would not surprise me to say that that is your persona. So naming it after yourself isn't a stretch, especially if you're struggling on naming. Obviously, by no means is it a requirement to name it after yourself or anything, but... Oh, I love that fade-in so much! Okay, what did I do on the other side? I need to look at this. I need... 3 and then purple? Yep, 3 and then purple. That visual glitch drives me nuts. So 1, 2, 3. Boom. Doo 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 doo. 3 and then purple. Oop, not
I
that
think
one.
someone
Ow.
rang the doorbell.
No,
Please
somebody
don't
slapped
trust
me,
if it's
Mari.
my bone delivery.
Hey, Possum. Slap. Somebody rang the doorbell. No. No. Ugh. Hey, Nolan. Three, 4, 5. But Mari is right. It is break time. Feel a little guilty because people did just show up. And I'm also kind of zoning out, and I don't know if I've got a... I don't know if I have another full stream into me. Last night's stream, as fun as it was, really took a lot out of me. And I'm kind of at this, like, state, you know? So, it's a weird spot. It was, yeah. Everybody blame the stink bug. I'm exhausted because of the damn stink bug. Huh. I am fine with bugs as long as they are not on me. That bug landing on my glasses, just end of life for everybody involved. End of life. There we go. There we go. Itchy, itchy. Okay. Go from here. So do I. I mean, I'm off tomorrow, but we do have a stream later tonight as well that we need to acknowledge. How far out did I go? Was it 3 more? Did I do 3 again? Or is that 5? I think it's 5. So we do circle, yeah, then 5, and then that. My phone's ringing. I'm going to decline that because I'm working. I'm glad I no longer have a face cam, honestly. Not ideal. Would not have been ideal. Would have been funny if I were like a 3D VTuber like Cleo or even live TD, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. I do apologize. My energy levels are just really shot, so I am gonna call it there. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. It has been a really fun stream. I had a blast, and I appreciate everybody coming by, hanging out. Thank you, everybody, for the subs as well. She left a message. And just, like, hanging out in general. It has been fantastic. But, yeah, I don't have the energy to keep going right now. But thank you, Arcane, Brian, and Amoru for the subs. I do appreciate it. I am going to send you away. I'm going to send you away today to... I'm gonna send you over to Starry. Starry is playing New Horizons. I think that'll be a fun spot for y'all. So go be kind, go be lovely, go be fantastic for me. Let me do that. But I appreciate y'all for hanging out. It does mean so much. So have a fantastic one. Please do take care of yourselves. Be sure to hydrate, because I have a feeling y'all haven't been. And I'll catch y'all next time. That said, see ya. Love ya. Bye-bye.
あ、感じる。コスモを感じるわ。